So the book is A Ship on the Line that Vincent and I wrote together. The first poem is very short, very imagistic. It's actually called First Image. First image. Somewhere someone hangs, a hat on a hook over a slicker that sways, waiting, like its captain's only ghost. Jumping from a sunken bridge. River, I'm so dirty I breathed underwater 3 years. To remember you for 3,000, I tied a delta to my ankle and sank. The alphabet of your memory, albatross claw, dipped in the Gulf's slow current, its story of so many that came before, its story of me. River, remember my story. River, remember every last call. When Christmas lights blaze, the devil is a more distant bridge. The levee collapsed. Bones from skin, living from dead, ghost from ghost tents, bed from sunken ships. River from sea, love my long memory of you. A river of lost hats.
I'm throwing an impromptu in here, should we?
First sounds. Prove rivers. Repel. Prolong. Battle sink. Writing a friend. A wrong. Writing. The letters hunker under river trenches. Bombardiers flank the levee where mud and piss embalm us. The bridge. Our ladder. Climb aboard, connect. Paradise perspires our river. Perpetual erosion of our internal soldiers, solidified afterlife, new silt, new souls, attacking all 7 continents, carrying a chance to grow new terrain. We will strictly host this domain, enforced shooting range.
River course, last call. This is as close as you can get to the river without jumping off a bridge. Said the river, said the boat, said the barge, and the levee in its bulging distance. Said the kids just across playing in the yard. Said the faraway stars in their eyes. Said the sex in the marsh, said the bridge and its Christmas lights when night falls on its head. Said hope for, said pray to, said resurrection and oh please. Said the dirty sheets on the bed, said like giant catfish, said sweet dreams. The river said, I love you, so you leapt off a bridge.
I had to respond. So this is first call. If river freezes, which it never fucking does down here, let's cross it like Chris. Slurp, ship, freight, ponytails across pillows, beard tips and belly buttons, fasten belt buckles stretched, breathe as a boat breathes, tips, boots, bows, slow steamer, moon craver, hoist your spicy, icy anchor. Remember those, Shippy? We seen time slosh down our stomachs and scream, zebra dangle, all the way river. Some worship nothing in particular. Poison peeler, river course rules. Captives running captions for our muse cartoon. Who the fuck? A children's story. Without taillight, stern steers, stolen steel, sip, big river. Levels above the letters, to be rivered. Busy boy, the trick is to never let them damn you. Let the heathens have smooth rain ripples, if just for a percussive night. Yow, river. Banks verdant after slime slipped corrected over rock corpses. Clanker got the river by the ankles, Solemn showers, absence, disrobes, dawn, dismembers the direction of dirt.
Thank you. This poem's called Wasteland. You know anything about Eliot's The Wasteland? The original title was We Do the Police in Different Voices. Wasteland, we do the Google map in different voices. Goggle search, see inside, river. No cell phones on the levee, but each his own islet. Blue pulsing dot. Maps the make-believe riverbed he lies in, a safe place to fall apart or catch a bullet. We write these battles nightly, ghost flag flapping to life in the dark, while behind us, in front of, above, the traffic thinks the blackest thoughts. No screen to lead us home, no app to map constellations, no search engine to engine our search. We live this electric, every breath a destination. Stagnant, the red dot a legend of a drowning bird on treasure maps, and on others a boy learns to read by the blinking light of. When we collapse like dirty dishes, the sink a mother cries over, her voice a river brimming with all she's lost, like a voice, we will have wandered segregated seashores of being, discovered psychomachia fought in silence is the only war. For example, some mornings are dark enough for a French book about hot air balloons to set closed on a coffee table. On others, you notice your nails have grown so long, you know you're okay.
I have a really poor sense of time, and this poem's about that. Constant reading. It's funny shit to me. Of a progress bar on the screen, sinking. Our digital ship. To the spies' networks, same as our friends. Comments and likes. Firewall battlefield, where the public isn't tech savvy enough to recognize guerrilla tactics. Used when we fought the Redcoats. Now we fight liberty for attention or a second date. Sequel to a mediocre movie. Last year's summer blockbuster. I might as well be riding in the river, dumping words into the Gulf, where they lie stagnant, polluted, oil-ridden, anticipating the summer months when the tropical winds may use them as fuel to invade our homes. Swirling force, own the hurricane that never abates, encased inside my heart, always risking ruin all. Maybe some siren one day will collect it on her mantle with pride, like an old ship sunk in a bottle by a peg-legged, eye-patched fellow admirer of ferocity.
I leave my lust in the skinny dip, brackish river water just by looking at a busty chest. See brine till I can't see, shine your cell phone to light my way back to the bank. Laugh from mossy rock to concrete bee. Sunburst bruises flood calf muscles under the moon. I'm knee-deep in November. I'm lopsided sick. The river on me, like a voice, a million miles from friendly fire. Peg your grid with white sky promises. Fill my absence with your absence like sun, and I'll moon the barge bulging by. My tiny destroyer knows all. Night is muddy flesh in her bra. Love an inflatable bed.
to the end. A rare ship slips off the grid, similar to how ships plunged. I didn't know I was capable of that. Similar to how ships plunged off the Earth's edge when we believed the world was flat. It defects, like your boy Connery in The Hunt for Red, October, you heard? Other brigs better off dead. This poem may be headed for a similar fate. The point of no return, they call it in space. For Caesar, it was the Rubicon. Shall we shed our ships to swim with the sharks? Protocol dictates we go down with. But when have poets ever followed orders? Invading generals in this world once scuttled their ships, even burned their boats, ensuring their sailors understood their only choice had been made for them. But isn't that what we're trying to avoid, my ship? Maybe we combine our fleet and form a force for fleeting, waterlogged mysteries, ballast, and the prune heart keel. Thus we capsize when we need to preserve. What we feel inside may be discovered again by another time, in another land, for another world, unlocking our chests of wealth to spread. So every pore of every being becomes commander and reigns as king. If battles contest who ranks supreme, it would be a suicide of skin to raise a hand in any instance other than helping or embracing.
Where that laugh came from. The dead that don't float.
30 days.
In 1989, we hadn't traveled across what the grown-ups called the New Bridge. The Mississippi was just a river where monsters lived. The place I imagined the dead man I dreamt inside my mama's waterbed drowned when I slept there because my daddy was drunk as a Redkey poem, dancing fist first with his brothers the night I never woke up. In 1990, the TV loved me. In the abyss, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio searched the VCR for a submarine lost among aquatic aliens. My finger on stop, I searched my heart for the grown-up darkness that wanted her to drown to death, to choose to breathe water so Ed Harris could rip her shirt open, expose her bare chest, pound and pound and pound. Every time I watched her die, I wanted her to live. In 1991, I moved from Memphis to Arkansas on my mother's lap. The big U-Haul loaded with all our cargo felt like it floated over the Mississippi across the New Bridge, while the trestles of the old sat silent in their fatherly distance, and past that the railroad cars, unmoved by our journey, I imagine were filled with dead men playing battleship, still as bridges, transferring all their weight onto the end where they are strongest.
Good night.
Port of Poetry Scene. Are you that much taller than me? I don't like that. Early morning dive into mourning this creation is a miss. 2 cigarettes in the imperfect pink horizon beyond my apartment, already a blue blank game board. 2 sips of yesterday's coffee, reheated, and I know the umbrella girl painted on my cup, pouring Morton salt behind her wherever she goes, knows more about this city than I do.
I'm afraid to go in. I'm afraid to go back to sleep, to sink, or swim the above-ground pool of sharks, lost inside the current of this gyre. Instead, I deep in roar like the air-conditioned box below my deck, dying down every few minutes, argue the disappearance of clouds awash somewhere above the surface of the ocean, 40 miles from uptown NOLA, where I sit safe above sea level, afraid for my fins, 10 feet below my reach.
Sky, carry me with you out to open water. Drop me in the shark cage your one blue hand builds. Show me the first fears, loved one's face every morning, floating. And I'll fend off the sharks for them, live underwater. Or carry them back to my apartment, fill a tank with salt and faucet water to fall asleep beside. Reading this myth of sun and wanderlust, I'll wake early, feed each a liter of blood. When the Gulf sends its ships in again, the ocean sleeps in our beds, sings its song on the bottom of Lake Pontchartrain, bends its back like a memory in the river a few blocks down every street, and we note nothing is extinct, as if every time we remember to resurrect Yeats, his body disinterred in France and brought back to Ireland on the deck of a battleship.
It doesn't take a hurricane to hit for this to happen, just a miss.
Thank you.